y'all, namaste. I'm Elise and welcome back to another Elise Warrior Flow. Today we're going to do a 1 hour intermediate level Vinyasa flow. And we're going to focus on opening our hearts. We're going to have fearless hearts today, okay? So what does this mean? It means that we're going to do some back bends, but don't worry because it's a gentle back bend flow, but we are going to do some strength building and we're going to do some balancing. So you might need a book or you might need a block, maybe just one in case you need it for some balancing postures today. But we're going to sweat, we're going to have fun, but as always, just really listen to your body. Do what is right for you today, not what was right yesterday, not what you want your body to do tomorrow. Just really listen to your body today, okay? And if at any time you need a break, as always, take child's pose and then rejoin us whenever you're ready. All right, no time to lose. Let's grab that book or that block and come back and meet me on your mat. Let's go, warriors. All right, welcome back. So we're gonna start in a seated position, comfortable seat, and we're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna place our hands on our knees. We're gonna start with our breath today. So as you close your eyes, really start to become aware of yourself on your mat. Start to think about deepening your breath. When you inhale, try to fill your lungs all the way completely up to the tippy top of your collarbones. And as you exhale, squeeze your belly in and completely empty your lungs out. Inhale. And exhale through your mouth, let it all out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your belly. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your belly. Again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it at the top, tippy top. Try to sip some more air in if you can. Exhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now open your eyes. And if you'd like to start the music today, go ahead and start that now. All right. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, drop your left hand down to the mat and bend to the side. Inhale up to center. And exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale to the left side. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, other side. Inhale up. Now this time, exhale, let your left hand fall behind you, and with your right hand, find your opposite knee and twist. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Look back. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, a little bit deeper. Look back. Inhale, come to center, arms up. And exhale, hands at namaste. Inhale here. Now when you exhale, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. And exhale here and straighten your arms, really stretch your arms back. So you want to have your arms look like this in the back, really stretching them up. And lift your chest up to the sky. Really feel this nice shoulder opening stretch here. And stay with your breath. Breathe here. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky, look up. And exhale, come onto all fours, find your tabletop position. Make sure your wrists are directly under your shoulders and your knees are directly under your hips. They're open hip width apart and your spine is in a neutral position. Now we're going to turn our hands so that our fingertips face our knees. We're going to warm up our wrists a little bit here. So on an inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, come into cow position. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, and come into cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now this time, on your inhale, bring your chest a little bit farther forward than your wrists. And exhale, sit back on your heels and lift the palms of your hands up off the mat, but keep your fingertips in contact. So we're really stretching out our wrists here. Inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale, sink it back. One more time, inhale forward, and exhale, sink it back. All right, flip your hands over in the normal way, maybe shake out your wrists a little bit. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat and come onto your fingertips. So we call this spider fingers, all right? So you're gonna inhale, lift your chest up like you're doing cow pose, and exhale, you're gonna sink your chest down to the mat. Keep your tailbone lifted up and find a slight back bend in your back. And just breathe here for a few breaths. This is called puppy pose, because you look like a little puppy. And breathe. All right, inhale, come back up to all fours. And exhale, walk your hands a little bit farther forward than tabletop. Walk your knees just a mini step back. Tuck your toes. And on an exhale, push your tailbone up to the sky, flatten your back, and come into your first downward facing dog. So if it's your first down dog today, you might feel a little tight, so go ahead and walk your heels up and down. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Remember in this pose, it's not about getting your heels to touch the mat. It's about really straightening out your spine. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit, lift your heels up off the mat. The goal is to get your spine long and straight, not to get your heels down or your knees straight, all right? Maybe shake your head, yes, yes, no, no here. Really relax that neck. and hold downward facing dog. Your next inhale, shift forward, come into plank pose. Exhale, bend your knees and shift back into downward facing dog. So we're trying to create a wave-like movement here. So inhale, round your spine, shift forward into plank. Exhale, bend your knees, lift your tailbone, come into downward dog. Move like a wave with your breath. When you inhale to plank and exhale back to downward dog. One more time, inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And what I'd like you to do is walk your feet just a mini step forward, so shorten your downward dog stance a little bit. And you're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna grab your right leg. So whether you can reach your ankle or your shin, maybe not your knee, not shin, but your calf muscle. And you really wanna pull yourself into a twist. You wanna look underneath your right arm here. So inhale back to downward dog. Exhale, switch it to the other side and really pull yourself into a deep twist. Inhale back. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to downward dog. Exhale to twist. Inhale up and exhale, sink into your downward dog a little bit deeper. We walk your feet back, widen your stance a little bit. On the next inhale, look forward between your hands, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet between your hands and come to a fold. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky, stand up, look up, and exhale, hands at namaste. Inhale your arms up, look up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Inhale here, shift your chest forward. Exhale, bend your elbows and as slow as you can, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Really engage your quads and your glutes here. We're gonna walk our hands out wider than our mat and come up to our spider fingers here. On an inhale, you're gonna lift your chest up, come into a cobra. On an exhale, you're gonna melt it down. So I like to call these cobra rolls. So inhale, come up, let your head be the last thing that comes up, and exhale, melt it down. Inhale, push yourself up, let your head come last, and exhale to melt. 2 more times. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. All right, plant your hands under your shoulders, point your toes, and either come into a regular cobra or lift all the way up into your upward facing dog. Inhale here, and exhale, shift back to your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Really push the mat away, bring your shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing deeply. On your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet between your hands and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, come up to standing, look up. Exhale, hands at namaste. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale to fold it forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into plank. Inhale, chest forward in plank. Exhale, bend your elbows as slow as you can go. Squeeze your core and lower all the way down to the mat. Walk your hands out wide again. Inhale, lift up for cobra, and exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Put your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, push up to your cobra or your upward facing dog, and exhale, shift back to your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. All right, inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet forward and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, come to standing, look up. And exhale, hands at namaste. You're doing great. Inhale, arms up, come up onto your toes, really reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your arms into cactus, and really melt yourself down into a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, take your vinyasa, so either step back into plank and lower to chaturanga, or go directly into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee and open that hip up. Bring your knee pointing towards the ceiling. We're gonna do some hip circles here. So slowly and gently, with your breath, start to circle your hip in whichever direction, because we're gonna do the other side, or the other direction, so don't worry. All right, so keep those circles going with your breath. And now switch to the other direction. All right, inhale, bring your leg back into three-legged dog. Make sure your hips are parallel to your mat. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step between your hands. Inhale, come up to high lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, sink a little bit deeper in your high lunge, and really open your heart to the ceiling or the sky. Inhale, come up, straighten that front leg. Exhale to bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend down. Inhale up. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. How low can you go? Inhale up. And exhale, spin it open and open up into warrior two pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. When you get here, on your next inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip, and start your hip circles. Stay with your breath. All right, switch in the other direction. Now inhale, bring your leg back up straight into three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee to nose and step between your hands. Inhale, come up to high lunge. Exhale, arms in cactus and sink a little bit deeper. Inhale up. And exhale to sink. Inhale up. Exhale, get a little bit deeper in that front leg. Inhale up. And exhale, sink a little bit deeper. How low can you go? Inhale, come up. And exhale, spin it open to warrior two pose. Inhale for reverse warrior. And exhale, take your vinyasa. Take a few breaths here in downward facing dog. All right, on your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet between your hands to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, look up. Exhale, inhale, come all the way up. Rise up onto your toes, really stretch it up. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, and melt down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and take your vinyasa. From downward dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. And let's do those hip circles one more time. Really warming up our hips here. Switch the other direction. All right, inhale, come back to your three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose and step between your hands. Inhale, come up high, lunge. Exhale, melt it down into your cactus. Inhale up, and exhale, melt it down. Inhale up, exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, come up, and exhale, spin it open into warrior two pose. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, straighten your front leg. With your right hand, find your right ankle maybe, or maybe your shin, and come into your triangle pose. You can stay here, or if it feels nice, you can sweep your left arm behind your back. Try to grab your right thigh with your left hand, and really spin open your chest to the sky. Keep breathing. All right, release your bind. And on an inhale, bend your front knee and come into reverse warrior. On an exhale, plant your hands on either side of your foot and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg again up to the sky, three-legged dog. And this time, exhale, bring your knee to your nose and find your right wrist with your right knee. Maybe spin your foot open a little bit towards your left wrist and lower your back leg down to the mat for pigeon pose. Now we're gonna walk our hands out wider than our mat like we did before. And on an inhale, we're gonna lift our chest up to the sky. And exhale, we're gonna sink it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to sink. Think of your body like a little wave here, the upper body. Inhale up, and exhale down. One more time, inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale, come up, plant your hands back on the mat, and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip, and start those hip circles again. Switch the other direction. All right, inhale, come back into your three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, knee to nose, and step between your hands. Inhale, come up high, lunge, and exhale, sink it down into your cactus. Inhale up, and exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, exhale, sink it down a little bit deeper. How low can you go? Inhale up, exhale, spin it open to warrior two on the left side. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, straighten that front leg, find your ankle with your shin with your left hand, and open up into your triangle pose. Stay here or sweep your right arm behind your back. Maybe try to grab your left thigh and take a half bind. Really spin your heart open to the sky. Don't forget to breathe. All right, release that bind. Inhale, bend your front knee and come into your reverse warrior. Exhale, plant your hands on either side of your foot and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg again up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, bring your knee to your left wrist, foot to your right wrist, lower your back leg, and come into your pigeon pose. Walk your hands outside your mat, and inhale, really lift your chest up. Exhale to melt. Inhale up. Exhale to sink. Inhale up. And exhale to sink it down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, sink it down. Inhale, come up. Plant your hands back on your mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank, and take your vinyasa. All right, stay here for a few breaths and really feel the nice stretch in your downward dog. All right, inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet between your hands and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands at namaste. Inhale, come up, raise up onto your toes, arms up, really stretch. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your arms, and really melt down into that forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and take your vinyasa. From downward dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee, and maybe flip your dog. Take a big, deep inhale here. And exhale, if you can, try to raise your knee up towards your chest, spin it forward, and step your right foot forward without any noise. Inhale, arms up, come up in a high lunge, and exhale, sink down into your cactus. Inhale up, and exhale, sink. One more time, inhale up, exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, exhale, open up into your warrior two. Inhale to reverse, and exhale this time, shift your weight forward into your right foot, find the mat with your right hand, and maybe lift your back foot up and come into your half moon pose. Maybe stay looking down at your hand or try to look up at the ceiling, whatever feels comfortable here. And breathe. It really helps me if I focus on one point, so whether that's on the floor, whether that's on the ceiling, really hold this balance. Maybe play around with lifting that right hand off the mat. Maybe you can balance here on one leg. Wherever you're at, inhale, stretch it out, really good stretch. Exhale, let your back foot with control fall back to the mat and come into your warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior, and exhale, take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky one more time, and exhale, bend your knee, bring your knee to your right wrist, set your foot down by your left wrist, Let your back leg down onto the mat and come into your pigeon pose. Again, we're gonna walk our hands out wider than our mat. And we're gonna inhale, really lift our chest up, and exhale, sink it down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, and exhale to sink. Last one. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, sink it down. This time, inhale, lift up. Maybe hold it here, or if it feels okay, you can walk your hands back and maybe even hover your hands off the mat. Yeah? Don't push it. So if it feels totally great here, that's great. And just hold this pose and breathe and really think about what having a fearless heart feels to you, and open your heart. Maybe close your eyes and really breathe. All right, wherever you're at, place your hands back on your mat, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip, and flip your dog. Inhale here, really stretch. Exhale, with control, bring your knee up to your chest and try to step your foot forward without any noise. Inhale, come up high lunge, and exhale, sink it down into your cactus. Inhale, come up, and exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, exhale, lower. Inhale, come up, and exhale, open up into your warrior 2 pose. Inhale to reverse, and exhale, shift your weight forward, find the mat with your left hand, and maybe lift your back foot up for your half moon pose. Stay here, or maybe hover that left hand off the mat. Find that focus point, balance and breathe. Wherever you're at, inhale, really stretch it open. Exhale, bend that knee with control. Find the mat with your back foot and come into your warrior 2 pose. Inhale to reverse warrior. And exhale, take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your left leg up again. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left wrist, your right foot to your right wrist, your left foot to your right wrist. Lower that back leg and come into your pigeon pose. Walk your hands out wider than your mat. And 3 times we're gonna do our pigeon flow. So inhale your chest up, and exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, and exhale to sink. Inhale up, exhale, sink it down. Inhale up, place your hands on your mat, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and press back to your downward facing dog. Take a few clearing deep breaths here. Maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth, just let it all out. All right, inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and step or jump your feet forward and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands at namaste. All right, one more round, you ready? Inhale, arms up, come up onto your toes, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, and really sink down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip, and flip your dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest and try to step forward without any noise, with control. Inhale, come up high lunge. This time, exhale, open up directly into warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, straighten that front leg and find your triangle pose. Stay here or take our half bind like we did earlier, or if you have a full bind in your practice, go ahead and take that now. Wherever you're at, just stay and breathe. All right, your next inhale, release your bind, bend your front knee, and come into your reverse warrior. Exhale, shift forward, find the mat with your right hand, and lift your back leg and come into your half moon pose. So you can stay here in half moon, or you can, I'm a little wobbly today, or you can bend your back knee, find your foot with your left hand, and open your heart into a sugar cane pose. This is a little back bend and also a really nice stretch for your quad, your left quad, and your right hamstring. Stay and breathe wherever you're at. If it becomes too much, you can always release and stay here in half moon. All right, inhale, really stretch open, release that foot if you've got it, and exhale, bend your knee and find the mat with your back foot with control. Come into warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior, and exhale, take your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip, and come into flip dog, or wild thing as it's sometimes called. Inhale here, exhale, bend your knee, bring it towards your chest, and try to step forward with control. Inhale, come up high lunge, and exhale, directly open to warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior, exhale, straighten that front leg, and come into your triangle pose. Try to do the same variation on this side that you did on the other side. So if you take a half bind or a full bind, go ahead and breathe. All right, release your bind, inhale, bend your front knee, and come into your reverse warrior. Exhale, shift your weight forward into your left leg, find the mat with your left hand, and lift that back leg for half moon pose. Stay here or bend that right knee, find your right foot with your right hand, and spin your heart open as much as you can to come into sugar cane. Wherever you're at, stay and breathe. All right, release that back foot, bend that front knee, find the mat with your back foot. Inhale, come into reverse warrior, and exhale, take your vinyasa. Once you find downward dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee to your right wrist, foot to your left wrist, lower that back leg and come into your pigeon pose. So this time, we're gonna hold pigeon. Put a block underneath your sit bones if you need it, or a book at home. And so what we're gonna do is we can either stay here, or like we did earlier, you can come into a hover, or if you've got a really flexible back and hip flexor, You can bend that back leg and grab that foot with your left hand, yeah? Or you can do a twist and grab that foot with your right hand if that feels nice. Or if you have mermaid in your practice, this is a great time to take that now. I'm gonna hold it here in this pose. Wherever you're at, stay and breathe. All right, release your foot if you have it. Plant your hands on your mat, tuck your back toes, and push back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, bring your knee to your left wrist, foot to your right wrist, lower that back leg, and come into your pigeon on the other side. So this time, try to do the same variation that you did on the other side. So wherever you're at, just hold it and breathe. If it ever feels intense or too painful, just release the pose and come back into one of the prep poses, or, like I said, child's pose is always an amazing option. All right, release that foot if you've got it, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and push back into your downward facing dog. Now stay here for a few breaths, or go ahead and come down into child's pose if you need a little bit of a rest. Just breathe. Let it all go. Take a little rest here. Or if you're in down dog, bring your knees down to the mat. If you're in child's pose, come up and sit on your heels. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of camel work here. So I like to call this a camel flow. So come to maybe a little bit more forward on your mat. Now you can either keep your feet flat on the mat like this, toes pointed, or you can tuck your toes. So this position brings your heels closer to your hands, so it makes the back bend a little less intense, but it can be really intense on the soles of your feet. So like I have pretty sore feet, and this is pretty intense for me. So I personally like to have my feet flat, but it does increase the intensity of the back bends. So listen to your body and do whichever variation works for you, okay? So we're gonna come up onto our knees. If you need a blanket, or if you need to double the mat here to make it a little bit nicer on your knees, go ahead. I'm just gonna keep my mat in the normal way. So come up onto your knees. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a camel flow. So we're gonna start with our hands in Namaste. And we're going to bring I'll start with the left so you can kind of see it a little bit better here. But just watch this first round, and then we'll do it together, okay? So you're gonna bring your hand, you're gonna lean yourself back, bring your hand down to your ankle, just one side, and bring your other hand up and back, yeah? And then you're gonna exhale and come back to center. And then you're gonna inhale and do the other side, and then you're gonna exhale and come back. However deep feels okay for you. Don't let any pinch or pain in your lower back occur, okay? If that happens, you can just simply rock back and forwards like this, all right? It helps if you squeeze your glutes, and that takes a little bit of the pressure off of your lower back. All right, let's start in Namaste. We're gonna start with the right side. So inhale, find your heel with your right hand, bring your left hand up and over, exhale, come back to center. Inhale, other side. And exhale, back to center. You have your toes tucked, perfectly fine. Inhale, find your heel, come back. And exhale, back to center. One more time. Inhale, left side. And exhale, back to center. All right, now we're gonna do camel and we're gonna hold it for a few breaths this time. So if you have some lower back issues, what I'd like you to do is just place your hands like this on your sacrum, okay? And then we're just going to lean back as far as it feels comfortable for you, all right? This is also a good way to practice camel, and then maybe once you're here, you might see if you can find your heels with your hands, okay? So be really careful with that lower back. All right, ready? Inhale, squeeze those glutes, lift your chest, and exhale, find your camel pose. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale to stay. Now be really careful with your neck here. If it feels okay, only if it feels okay, you can release your head back. But it's safer to keep your head up a little bit, looking at the ceiling or looking kind of 45 degrees up, yeah? And whenever it feels like enough, come back to center and tuck that tailbone to find a neutral spine here. All right, let's do one more time. Inhale here, and exhale, find your camel pose. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale to stay. Whenever it feels like enough for you, just come right back here to a neutral spine. You can sit back on your heels and close your eyes and breathe. Everybody. So now we're going to have a little bit of time for some headstand play. Now, headstands they can be quite dangerous for your neck. So if you've never done a headstand before, I don't recommend trying it now. I'll show you a couple of exercises that you can do to work on your strength to build up to headstand. But if you have a headstand in your practice, go ahead and have some fun for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to demonstrate how to safely get into and out of a headstand, okay? So there's a couple variations of headstand in yoga. The one we're going to do is a supported headstand. So the other one is a tripod headstand, but today we're going to do where we have a little bit more support from our shoulders so that our neck isn't bearing really any of the weight of our body, okay? So to practice, you can come on your knees, sit on your heels like this, interlace your fingers. Well, first, find opposite elbows with your hands. This is the distance that your elbows should be open. So some people, when they do headstands, their elbows are really far out. They want to be kind of in close to the body, similar to when we do chaturanga. And then you want to place your forearms down on the mat with your hands interlaced. Yeah, so find the distance and interlace your hands. All right, now the next step is to just place your head on the mat. So the idea is that you're getting the flat part of your head, the middle part of your head on the mat. It's not here, yeah? It's not the forehead, it's the middle part of your head, okay? So you want to place your head in your hands. You want to get that middle part of the head on the floor, on the mat. Make sure your elbows are tight in. And then you want to cradle the back of your head with your hands. So your thumbs are open like this, and you're sort of creating this cradle for the back of your head, all right? So maybe stay here if this is enough. Or maybe tuck your toes and just lift your knees off the mat. Keep your toes on the mat and just lift your knees. And maybe this is enough, because if you don't have the strength in your shoulders, this is going to be a really intense inversion. Yeah, but this does the exact same benefit as a headstand. It gets your heart, your hips above your heart, and this is a great place to stay. Yeah? If you feel strong enough in your shoulders, you can maybe start to kick one knee up, one foot up. Maybe try the other foot. But you never, ever, ever want to jump into headstand. Yeah, it wants to be a really slow process. Okay? You have to have a lot of strength in your core and a lot of strength in your shoulders. And I have virtually no weight on my neck right now. It's all in my elbows and my forearms and my shoulders. Yeah? Whenever you're done, bend your knees slowly with control. Come back down to the mat. Yeah? Great. Whenever you're finished, just rest into child's pose. It's always good to take child's pose after an inversion. Just kind of give your body a chance to catch up and not come straight up from being upside down. All right, let's walk our hands to the front of our mat. Walk our knees back just a little bit. Come onto our fingertips, our spider fingers. Inhale here, lift your chest up. And exhale, drop your chest down and come back into your puppy pose. You can rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe walk your knees back just a little bit. And breathe here. All right, we're going to shift forward, plant your hands, and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. We're going to end with our cobra rolls that we did at the beginning. So walk your hands out wider than your mat. And on an inhale, lift your chest up, squeeze your glutes, and exhale, sink it down. Inhale, come up. And exhale, lower it down. Inhale up. And exhale, lower it down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. All right, bring your right arm forward and just roll yourself over to your back. Lay down. Bring your feet into your sit bones. Don't worry, we're not doing any more back bends. Bring your right ankle on your left knee, and with your arms, so thread your right arm through your legs and grab the back of your left leg. And just stay here or press your right knee out with your right elbow or pull your left leg into your chest and feel that nice stretch on the back of your glutes. Maybe stay here, or if it feels nice, you can rock back and forth. Let your breath come to its natural rhythm here. Let it all go. We're finished with the work today. All right, release your legs. Release your right leg down to the mat, straight. Keep your left leg bent. Now with your left arm, you're gonna put your left knee into your left elbow, right? So kind of like this. Then you're gonna take your right hand and you're gonna grab your left foot and you're gonna kind of pull your leg in, kind of like you're cradling a little baby. You can stay still or rock back and forth here. Release that leg, bring your other foot back to the mat, and let's do the other side. So put your left ankle on your right knee, thread your left arm through and grab the back of your right leg. Push that left knee open with your left elbow and really pull your right leg into your chest. All right, release your left leg down to the mat and cradle your right leg just like you did on the other side. All right, release your leg, bring both feet to the mat, bring your knees into your chest, open your knees out wide, keep your toes together. Either stay here or you can grab your feet from the outside, elbows on the inside of your knees, and really press your knees into your shoulders for happy baby. You can stay here or you can grab your big toes with your peace fingers and maybe stretch your legs out to the side wide if your hamstrings are warm enough. Be really careful here. Or just stay in regular happy baby. And you can stay still or you can rock again. All right, bring your knees into your chest. Hug your knees, bring your forehead to your knees. Really squeeze in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, release everything down to the mat. And come into your Shavasana. Relax all the muscles in your body. Relax your jaw. Relax your toes, your hands, your belly. Let all your thoughts fade away. And just relax. With your next inhale, come back into your body. Come back into your awareness here on your mat. Move your toes and fingers. Maybe shake your head side to side. Bring your arms up overhead and give yourself a nice big stretch. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest and let your body fall over to one side. Keeping your eyes closed, gently come up to a seat. Comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. Place your hands on your knees. And let's take one big clearing breath together here. So inhale all the way up to the tippy top of your collarbones. And exhale it out through your mouth. Bring your hands to heart center. And come back to that intention of having a fearless heart today. We did a lot of heart opening positions in our flow today. So take away from this flow the idea of being fearless. However, whatever that means for you in your life, however that manifests itself in your life, go forth and be fearless. Namaste, warriors.